So let's get started. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. All right, cool, you can. All right, so get comfortable, get into a seated or a laying position. And start to close your eyes to the room when you feel comfortable. And just take a moment to just check in, to see how you're feeling and what you're feeling. And to know that whatever you're feeling, it's okay. It will pass. And when it comes back, you're ready for it. You're ready to sit with it, just like you are right now. And wherever you are on the mat, begin to lengthen the spine gently. So if you're sitting, you'll feel the crown of the head lengthening up. If you're laying down, you might feel a slight tuck of the chin. You might even feel a slight tilt to the pelvic. So that back is kind of lengthening and getting a nice grounding down towards the mat. And then allow yourself to just feel your body connecting to your mat, to the ground. And the only effort is through that spine, through that lengthening. And so begin to soften and relax the rest of the body. So begin to let go of tension that you hold in the forehead, in the cheeks, and the eyes. And allow the jaw to really relax. So there's some space that happens between that top and bottom row of teeth. And maybe even the tongue kind of can relax between that space, helping to also relax the throat. Soften the shoulders down and away from the ears. And allow your hands and your feet to soften. So if they're gripping or tightening, just start to let them relax. Check back in with the spine. Again, that's your only effort right now. And start to connect with your mind. So just notice, where is it? What is it focused on? Are there noises that are happening around you that are grabbing your attention? Maybe the mind is just jumping from thought to thought, making lists, thinking of past stuff or things that need to happen in the future. And with all of those things, those distractions, see if you can just start to kind of let them go, let them be. Knowing that you can draw your awareness inside. You can be focused on the present moment right now. And when your mind starts to wander, when a noise happens and it grabs your attention, that's okay. Don't get upset at yourself, but just see if you can redirect that awareness back in. And to help you, I always say that your breath is an anchor, because it is. It's a great way to stay focused and to connect. So right now, just begin to follow your breath, trying not to change it yet, but just becoming aware of the natural flow in and out. Now that you've began to connect with that breath, start to see if you can deepen and lengthen the next inhale, and then deepen and lengthen the next exhale. And just flow with that breath, deepening the inhale and deepening the exhale. And as you're deepening that breath, if you notice your chest is moving very deeply, see if you can push it past the chest and draw that breath all the way down into the diaphragm, into the belly, to that deepest part, and begin to breathe from there. Don't get upset if you notice that the chest still moves. That's okay. We're just pushing into a deeper, healthier breath. Good. 2 more deep breaths, going all the way down into the belly. On that last breath, start to create a little bit of core, so you're drawing that navel up and back towards the spine. As you engage this area, make sure you didn't draw the shoulders up, so keep them relaxed, keep the jaw softened, and come back to a deepened breath. And to know that it is okay if it's not as deep. Don't attach, but just become aware of what's happening, what you're feeling, what's changed. And how you're open to that change. One more breath, and then come to Anjali Mudra. It's just prayer with the hands coming together and thumbs coming onto the chest. Make sure you didn't draw any tension back into your jaw or your shoulders. Keep them soft. And take one last deep breath in. Deep breath out. And just begin to set an intention for your practice. Finding a word or a phrase that calls to you. Find what's needed and honor that. Once you have set your intention, hold on to it. Repeat it back to yourself a few more times so that you really can allow it to plant a seed in your mind. And once it's there and you're ready, you can start to release those arms and those hands. and open the eyes back to the room. Good. Now when you're ready, if you're sitting up, just gently come down into a laying position and move anything that might be in your way so you have a little bit of space. When you start, draw the knees in towards the chest and wrap the arms around to give yourself a little hug. You can lift the head up if you want to for that first little stretch, but then release the head and start to give yourself a little rock side to side, feeling those muscles coming on and off of the mat. Try not to roll too much so you don't fall over and out of the pose. Good. If your rocking became quick, see if you can slow it down. You might notice it feels different as you did that. Good. Then come to center, coming to stillness. Wrap your arms around the right knee and lengthen the left leg onto the mat. Good. Engage those feet as though you're pressing against a wall. So a little bit of effort through the feet, a little bit of core engagement, and a slight tucking of the chin towards the chest. So you're lengthening out the back of the neck. Squeeze that right leg in so you get a little stretch. Good. Then reach the foot and the fingers up towards the ceiling so you feel that stretch up. Reach those arms so the shoulders come off of the mat. And then the feet or that foot and the hand is going to come in the opposite direction. So it starts to come down onto the floor and onto the mat. So the leg lengthens to meet the left and the arms come up and overhead. So we're coming into a full body stretch here. So you can reach the hands back and point the toes. Feel the body stretching from one end to the other. Then re-engage the feet as though they're pressing against a wall. Draw the left knee in and wrap the arms around that knee. Squeeze that leg in. Make sure there is still the feet effort, feet engagement, tucking of the chin. Then reach up through the left foot, through those arms, reaching up. And then exhale, lengthen back onto the mat. So the whole body's there. And you can come into that full body stretch once again. Hands reaching back, toes pointing. Good, then re-engage those feet so the toes point up. Draw the right knee in. So you're just gonna flow through these movements, going side to side to draw the knee in. Then you'll lengthen up, feel the arms coming away from the mat or the shoulders as those hands reach up. And then you'll come into a full body stretch, so you just lengthen on the mat. You can always point the toes and reach those arms for that stretch. And when you're ready, re-engage and then come on to the next side. So just add this in, going side to side. If you get lost, just pause, come back, take a deep breath, and start again. Keep the breath deep. Make sure you're not drawing any tension into the jaw, into the shoulders. And if the movement becomes rapid or quick, see if you can start to slow down. Intentionally move. The next time this right knee comes in, you can add a little extra effort by lifting the head and chest towards the thigh. But what tends to happen is people really grip onto the legs, but see if you can kind of not so much grip, but just kind of hold slightly to the leg. Then lift up with the arms and the foot as the head comes down. You're still reaching up, and then release onto the mat. Good, so you're just adding a little extra core, a little extra stretch into those shoulders as you go side to side, but you do not have to. You can even hover the hands down by the side to keep you from gripping that leg in. Honor what you feel and honor what you need. Don't hold the breath in any part of the pose. Keep breathing deep. Good. Do not feel rushed. The very next time you come over to the right, you can have the head lifted, the arms hovering, or to wrap around the knee. But just come into a place where you can come into stillness. The feet are engaged, the core is engaged, and you're breathing deep for 3 to 5 deep breaths. And when you're done, you know how to gently come out. You reach the foot and the arms up, full body stretch. Sometimes after holding, we kind of want to stretch a little side to side just to release shoulders or maybe the hip. But when you're ready, then come over to the left side, drawing the knee in, feet engaged through both legs, arms either hovered or wrapped around the knee, and the head can be lifted or gently released on the mat. 3 to 5, honor your body. And when you're done, same thing, you know how to come out. Lengthen and lift through the arms and through that foot, and then gently release, full body stretch. Good. And when you're done, do not feel rushed. Just draw those knees back in towards the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side, just noticing how you feel. Good, then come back to center, coming to stillness. Give the neck a little release, kind of rocking side to side, always making sure you come back to center. Just to release any tension you might have caused after that last movement. Good, one more side to side. Good, and when you come back to center, bring your hands onto the backs of the thighs. Then lengthen those legs up towards the ceiling. Engage those feet. Tuck the chin in. Then start to draw those heels down towards the mat so you feel the stretch through the arms until you can no longer hold on to those legs. Then take the arms, draw them up and overhead, and start to draw the legs down a little bit further. Come into a place where you can still engage the core. It's coming as close to the mat as it can. You might feel a little shaking. Then draw the legs back in, wrap the arms back around. You can bend the knees a little bit if that feels good. Sometimes we need that release through our knees. Or you can keep the legs kind of in as they're lengthened and the arms still wrapped around those thighs. All right, same movement. When you're ready, lengthen and lift. Hold on to those thighs. Start to draw the heels closer down towards the mat. So you just feel this stretch through the shoulders first. Tuck the chin, breathe. When you're ready to kind of add that extra effort, release the hands as the heels start to come down towards the mat. Arms can come up and overhead. Breathe. When you're ready, draw those legs back in, wrap the arms back around those thighs. Again, knees can be bent or the legs can stay straight. I get a little bend when I draw them in just because it releases a little bit through my tight hamstrings. All right, we're gonna do these movements a few rounds, so when you're ready, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Re-engage the core, tuck the chin in, draw the heels. As you're lifting and lengthening down towards the mat, pause when you feel that stretch through the shoulders. Then you start to draw the arms up and overhead. You can hover them if you want extra effort, or you can let them come down to the floor. Draw those heels a little closer. Breathe. Keep drawing that low back in, down towards the mat. Good. And when you're ready, arms come back in to wrap around those legs. And again, you can always bend the knees if you need a little release. All right, so do this at your own pace. Breathe deep. Good. One more movement. And then when you come into your release, if you need a quick little rock side to side or make any little adjustments through the body, through the clothes, do so, because we're going to come into stillness. All right. Draw those knees back in if they're not. Arms around the thighs and lift the legs up. Start to come forward. Feel the stretch through the shoulders. Tuck the chin in. Use your core. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Then add in your extra effort. Keep drawing that core in. Legs come down as the arms come overhead. Arms can hover or come to the floor. Use your core. Keep drawing that low back down towards the mat. When the body calls you out, be here for 1 extra breath, because the core, it's a killer. Good, and whenever you're done, you can wrap the arms around those knees. Give yourself a little release, rocking side to side. If you want to lift the head up too, that's okay, but then release it. And just notice what you're feeling. Good. Now come back to center, coming to stillness. To help release a little bit through that low back, we're going to just do a quick little windshield wipes. So set yourself up, arms out at T, feet down on the mat. Walk the feet wide so they find the long edges. Tuck the chin in, little core. Round the feet by spreading and lifting those toes, and then releasing those toes back down. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees to the right. Gaze over to the left arm or the left hand. Take a deep breath here, then come back up to center with the knees and the head. Realign, re-engage. Deep exhale, lower to the left, gaze to the right. Good, so just flow through these windshield wipe movements. Coming back to center on your inhale. This is where you can check in, realign, readjust. And just connect with what you're feeling as you're moving side to side. Good. The next time your knees come over to the right, don't feel rushed to get there, but come into a place of stillness. And begin to find your effort and your ease when you get here. So make sure you're not drawing tension into the shoulders, you're not gripping the hands, you're softening the jaw. Little effort might be through the core, through the thighs, through the legs. And breathing deep. One more breath, come back up to center, knees and head, realign, readjust. Then come over to the left, coming into a place of stillness. And again, finding your effort and finding your ease. One more deep breath and come back up to center. Good. Walk the feet closer in. Keep the arms out at T. Draw the knees in. Engage the feet. A little effort by creating a nice 90-degree by lifting those heels up a little bit so ankles are in line with knees. And sometimes to check, you can just kind of draw the heels over to your right or your left and gaze just to see, hey, are they in line? Good. Engage those feet. Tuck the chin. Use your core here by drawing it in. Now you can either slowly lower the legs over to the right or use your hand of the right to grab a hold of the opposite side, so that left thigh, to help guide those legs down and over to your right side. You can gaze at the left hand for now. And now flip the palm of the left hand up if it's not already. Begin to trace with the fingers so it starts to come over the head and then slowly begins to stack on top of the right. If you want to flip the right palm up, you can. Now what happens is sometimes we're a little short, so you can go a little further so you're stretching through the shoulder. Good. Now lengthen the legs towards the hands. Use your core, breathe deep. Keep the legs where they are. Left hand starts to trace that floor again, up and over your head, and coming back out to T. Gaze over at that left hand. Notice how it feels to have these legs straightened and lengthened. Now bend your knees. Use your core. Come back up to center. Good. So you're going to do this on the other side. Left hand can either grab the right thigh, or you can use your core to slowly lower those legs over to the left. Once the legs come to the left, gaze to that right hand. Flip the palm up. Start to trace the floor up and overhead. Then come over to the left hand. You can flip that palm up if that feels good. And then go a little bit further than the left finger so you're stretching through the shoulder. Then lengthen the legs over to that left, to the left hand, to the right hand, both hands. Now right hand starts to trace again, so you come back out to T. Feel that stretch first through those legs. Keep the feet engaged. Then bend the knees and draw them back up to center using that core. Good. Excuse me. So you're going to do this just going side to side. So when you're ready, re-engage, realign. Start to lower those legs over to the right or use the hand to help guide you. Once the knees get here, trace with that left hand over the head so it comes over to this right side, going a little bit further than the right fingers. Then lengthen those legs. Then trace the floor again with the hands, coming back out to T. Then bend the knees, use your core, knees back up at center. Good. Do the same thing on the other side. Use your breath. If you get lost, just pause for a moment, connect, notice what you are to do. One more movement side to side. Do not feel rushed. The next time you come over to the right, pause. Arms are out at T, the knees are bent. 2 deep breaths here. Now one very long, deep breath. So even longer than before. Then the hands or arms come to stack and lengthen the legs. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Then one super deep, long breath. Keep the legs where they are, but draw that left arm back overhead and back out to T. Try to draw that left shoulder down. You can gaze to the left or to the right. 2 deep breaths. Keep engaging the feet. Good. Bend the knees, draw the knees back in towards the chest. Readjust, realign if you need to. Sometimes we can get a little uncomfortable if we don't. So arms out at T, either palms up or down. Start to lower the legs over to the left, either using a core or the hands to help guide them. Gaze over to the right, 2 deep breaths. Now 1 very deep, long breath. Now when you're ready, trace the floor with the hand, allowing it to stack on top of that left hand, coming into a place where you can be lengthening the legs with feet engagement, softening the jaw, 2 deep breaths. Then 1 very long, deep breath. Trace the floor, draw the arm back out at T when you're ready. Try to draw the right shoulder down, feet still engaged. 2 deep breaths. When you're done with the breath, draw the knees back in. Wrap the arms around, give yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side. And when you're ready, wrapping 1 ankle over the other or rolling to one side, come on up to the seated posture. All right, so get yourself set up and ready for your seated posture. If you need to sit on something, please allow yourself. All right. Lengthen the legs out in front of you, heels down, toes up. Move those sitting bones if you need to. Lengthen through the spine, soften the shoulders and the face. Reach the arms up and overhead, but relax the shoulders. Spread the fingers for grounding through those hands, or engagement, should I say. And then exhale, fold towards your legs. Soften the arms as they come down and tuck the chin in slightly. Slowly come back up, reaching the arms back up and overhead. Soften shoulders. Exhale, fold back into those legs once again. Soften the arms, don't hold them up. Relax the neck, the jaw. Breathe deep. Good, come back up. Reach those arms back up and overhead. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, come into your fold. This time, maybe grab a hold of the legs just to give yourself an extra little stretch. Release any tension and then let go. Don't hold on to those legs anymore. Soften the shoulders. Tuck the chin in a little bit to lengthen out the neck. Breathe deep. One more deep breath, and then slowly come back up. Good. Now keep the feet lengthened, the feet engaged. And now you're going to walk the hands behind you. Start with the fingertips pointing towards the back of the room or behind you, so it's not towards the body, it's away from the body. Walk the hands back so you come into a place where you can start to really draw the shoulders together. So draw those shoulders back. You'll start to feel the chest lifting. Use your core, lift up, and allow the head to release back into those shoulder blades. Your sitting bones are still down on the mat. You're just drawing the shoulders together deeply. Good. Now do not lift the head up. Walk the hands in towards the hips. It will lift the head up naturally. Good. Take a moment if you need to. Breathe deep. Now fingertips pointing towards the body, towards the hips. Walk the hands back. Maybe you notice, oh, I can't go back as far. Maybe it's more comfortable to be closer. That's okay. Again, peel and draw those shoulders back. Lift up through the core and the chest, and then let your head release into those shoulder blades. Breathe deep here. Keep engaging the feet. Have those sitting bones pressing down towards the floor, towards the mat. And again, do not lift the head up. Walk the hands in towards the hips. It lifts the head up naturally. Good. Take a moment. Breathe deep. Now we're going to switch the legs. So bend the knees, but make sure that your feet can come completely flat on the mat. So no heels up, no on the tippy toes, but just in a space where you feel comfortable, where you can still have the sitting bones up and you can lift and lengthen. Okay. Same movement. Walk the hands back, fingers pointing away from the body. Don't let the hips open. Don't let those legs open. So engage. It's almost like a magnet. It's a good way to think about it. When negative and positive come together, I think that's when they connect. Well, it's like negative against negative. They want to get close, but you kind of have that movement where it just won't quite come together. That's kind of what you want with your thighs right now. All right, fingertips pointing back. Walk the hands into a place where you can lift up through the core and the chest. Really draw the shoulders back and allow the head to release into those shoulder blades. Breathe deep. Try not to grip the hands. Try to have a flat palm down. Pushing into the feet, into the sitting bones. Again, do not lift the head up. Walk the hands in towards the hips. It just lifts it up naturally. Now take your arms, wrap them underneath of the legs, and come into a fold. So maybe the head doesn't come to the knees. Maybe the chin does, maybe the forehead does. Just breathe deep. Good, slowly come back up. Lift and lengthen. Again, find your engagement through the thighs, through the feet. Sitting bones, if you need to move them a little bit. Now fingertips, or the hands walk back, palms down, fingertips point towards the hips, towards the body. Lift up through the core and the chest. Draw those shoulder blades back. Let the head release back into those shoulder blades. Again, keep an engagement in those thighs. Breathe deep. Good. Slowly walk the hands in towards the hips to lift the head up naturally. Good. Take a moment if you need to, or when you're ready, wrap the arms back around those legs, come into that fold. Keep breathing deep. All right, come back up. Lengthen those legs once again. All right, when you're ready, fingers point away from the hips, walk them back. Draw the shoulders together, lift up through the core and the chest. Let the head release back into those shoulder blades. Breathe deep here. Keep grounding the feet. Keep pushing into those sitting bones and those heels. Little bend in the elbows, okay. All right, walk those hands in towards the hips, lifting the head up naturally as it comes up, or as the hands come in. Good. Pause, breathe, soften shoulders if you need to. Keep grounding through the legs and those heels. Opposite direction with those hands. Palms down, fingertips towards those hips. Draw those shoulders back, lift up through your core and your chest, and allow your head to release back into those shoulder blades. Keep lengthening and breathing deep. All right, walk the hands in towards the hips. Good. Soften, relax once you get here. Let the head come back to center. All right. Bend those knees one last time. Feet on the mat. Again, find that thigh engagement. Lift up through the body, so you're still lengthening from sitting bones up through the crown of the head. Fingertips first start pointing back towards the back of the room, away from the body. Draw the shoulders together, lift up through the core and the chest. Let the head release into those shoulder blades. Breathe deep. Keep pushing into the feet. Keep pushing into those sitting bones. Keep really drawing the shoulders back. One more deep breath, and then you'll walk the hands in towards the hips. When you come back to center, lengthen those arms out and then draw them underneath of the legs, come into a fold. Good, slowly come back up. Fingertips now towards the hips, walk the hands back, lift up through the core and the chest, draw the shoulders back. Breathe deep and then let the head release into those shoulder blades. Keep breathing deep. One more deep breath and walk the hands in. Lift the head up naturally as you walk it up. Don't just lift it. All right, soften out those shoulders, arms lengthen, and then draw underneath. One last forward fold. Breathe deep. All right, slowly come back up. Give yourself any little movement you might need, a little release to the neck, through the shoulders, maybe even a little wiggle through the legs, the feet, the toes. All right, so get yourself set up. Keeping the legs exactly how they are, knees bent, lengthen back up through the spine. Make any movements through sitting bones. Good. All right, so hands. I'm trying to remember, I don't know if it matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter here. So it's whatever's easiest for you to keep this flat back. If you want the hands here or back behind you, use your core. Don't come back too far, but just enough so that you're feeling a little lean. Keep lifting and lengthening. Keep pushing through the hands. When you're ready, shift the weight to the left and start to draw that right leg up. Good, then draw the foot back down. You might notice, oh, I want to switch my hands. Good. Now shift the weight to the right, lift the left leg. Good, keep drawing the shoulders together, keep lengthening through the spine, draw the foot back down. Good, we're just gonna do that side to side. So when you're ready, shift to the left, draw that right leg up. Then draw the foot down. Shift the weight, good, lift the foot on the left. Keep using the core, keep lifting and lengthening, don't come into that round. Keep lengthening through the spine, good, and then release the foot. All right, one more time, one more side on both sides. So when you're ready, just flow at your own breath. Feel the balance, feel the core being activated. All right, now a little challenge. Are you ready? Come into a space where you can lift and lengthen. Hand can be either on the floor or on the mat, or you can have the arms onto the thighs. So when you're ready, engage, draw the shoulders together, shift the weight to the left, draw the right leg up. Now lengthen the left arm. Good. Then the arm comes back to the thigh or the floor, and then draw that right foot down. Good. Keep lifting and lengthening, keep drawing the shoulders together. Shift over to the right, the left leg comes up, and then the right arm. Good. Breathe. Don't come into a round as you come up with that arm. Draw the shoulders back. Good. Hand onto the thigh, then foot down. Now you're going to add this in going side to side. So keep drawing the shoulders together, keep lifting and lengthening. Shift to the left, right leg comes up, left arm comes up. Good. Slowly release and shift to the other side. Be mindful in the movement. Check in. Make sure shoulders are relaxed but drawing back. You're lengthening through the spine and not shortening it. So sometimes you can feel it through the core. If that belly feels like it's lengthening, probably doing good. Hand on thigh, foot down. Good. One more time on both sides. Do not feel rushed. Good. When you've done both sides equally, now walk the feet and the thighs closer together. So they're going to engage a little bit closer. Hands either on the mat, on the floor, or on the thighs. Draw the shoulders together. Now we're going to lift both legs up. So we start by first coming onto the heels. As you do that, you might notice I kind of shifted back. You will as well. Use your core, keep lengthening, draw the shoulders down. You can either lift one foot at a time, or you can just lift them both up simultaneously. If you're going to feel the shift coming back, keep drawing the shoulders back, keep lengthening. Good, then slowly draw the heels down, then the toes. Good. If you need a forward fold after moving through these movements, it's okay. Sometimes the spine needs a little release. Sometimes even the hips need a little release. Drawing shoulders down and away, onto the back. A little bit of shift, so come onto heels. Then lift those legs up, engaging those thighs, feet engaged. Draw the shoulders together. Good. Slowly draw the heels down and the toes. All right, now we're going to ramp up that engagement and that effort just a little bit more. So when you're ready, use your core. Slowly start to shift back as the heels come, or the heels come down as the toes come up. Lengthen. Draw the shoulders together. Lift the legs. Now it's your choice, maybe one arm, maybe both arms. Good, hands down, heels, then toes. If you need a round, that's okay. We're gonna do this a few more times. So when you're ready, shift the weight back, lift the legs, lengthen arm, maybe it's the left this time or both arms. Keep using your core, keep drawing the shoulders back. You're gonna feel some shaking. We're using that core. We're building strength. Slowly release, hands to thighs, heels down, then toes. Good, if you need that hold, do it. All right, do this a few more times at your own pace. All right, 2 more times with the movement. And this next time, we're going to come into stillness. So if you're someone who has a little more flexibility in their legs, you can lengthen the legs instead of having the knees bent. I have super tight hamstrings, and as much as I try, just sometimes it doesn't want to lengthen. So when you're ready, shoulders back, use your core, really draw it in, start to come onto the heels so you feel that shift. If you need the hands down as you lift, that's okay. If you need just maybe one arm and then you want to switch, that's okay. If you want to lengthen the legs, maybe holding on to those, that's okay, but draw the shoulders. But come into a place where you really feel that core working. And breathe deep. Try to be here for at least 3 deep breaths. If you want to be longer, that's okay. I am shaking, but I love it. Then whenever you're done, just come into a fold of your choice. Whether it's legs lengthened, knees bent. Good. And whenever you are ready, come on down to the mat. Notice how you're feeling as you lay down. Make any adjustments. Get comfortable. We're just going to do a quick windshield wipes. Arms out at T, feet wide. This will feel yummy after what we just did. As the feet are wide, spread and lift those toes. Feel the grounding of the feet. Feel the shoulders grounding down, but coming away from the ears. Palms can be up or palms down, but just make sure if the palms are down, you're not gripping. Engage the core. If you're a little tired, that's okay. Deep breath in, exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Those legs may be like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I needed. That low back, maybe like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I needed. So it can be a very yummy pose when you need to release some things. Come back up to center when you're ready. And then exhale, opposite direction. Knees to the left, gaze to the right. So you've been here before at the beginning of class with windshield wipes. So just explore it again at your own pace. You want to pause when you get somewhere because it feels so good. Just do that. Listen to your body. That's honoring it. The next time your knees come to the right, stay here for a few deep breaths. Then when you're done, you come back to center, stay there for a few deep breaths. And when you're back at center and been there for a few deep breaths, come over to the left and stay there for a few deep breaths. And when you've done both sides equally, Come back to center. Stay here for just a few deep breaths to adjust, to realign. Notice how you feel. And then you'll walk the feet in closer. As you walk the feet in closer, draw the knees in towards the chest. You're gonna keep the arms out at here, wrap them around the legs. And we're just gonna go in circles. So knees just slowly going around the hips. You might be like, ooh, my core is tired. So maybe just smaller circles. Maybe you want to continue with a little core effort. Maybe you want bigger circles. One more circle through the body. And when the knees come back to center, re-engage the feet and the thighs and go in the opposite direction. So sometimes we're like, wait, which way's opposite? Just go what feels natural and then switch that up. One more circle. And when the knees come back to center, wrap the arms around, give yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side if you need it. Good. All right. Draw the feet onto the mat. Good. Lengthen the legs. Reach the arms up and overhead. Full body stretch. Notice what you're feeling. What's changed? Then arms down, toes point up. Tuck the chin. Good. Do it again. Full body stretch. Feel the body reaching and pulling from one end to the other. Good. And then exhale, release. Toes up, arms down. One last time. Give yourself that stretch you need. Breathe. Good. Now keep your arms up and overhead, but engage the feet, toes up. With your right hand, take your thumb and your index finger, grab a hold of your left wrist, then slowly start to pull it over to the right. The head will kind of roll along with. Then walk your heels over to the right. And it's whatever is most comfortable for you. I like to take my right foot on top of the left to keep my left foot from kind of pulling over to the left. But some people, it's more comfortable for them to put their left foot on top of their right. Breathe deep. Uncross the ankles, walk the heels back to center, and then just kind of walk the arms and the head back to center. Good. Same thing on the other side. Left finger and thumb grabs a hold of the right wrist, pulling it over to this left side. Then walk your heels over to the left. And again, it's up to you. I like to put my left foot on top of the right to keep my right foot from trying to go towards the right. It keeps it lengthening into this left side. Breathe deep. Good. Uncross the ankles, walk the heels back, draw the arm back, release. If you want a full body stretch really quick, do it. And then we're going to do the next side again. Right hand grabs a hold of the left wrist, pulls the arms over to the right, heels walk over to the right, and then cross the ankles. Again, I like my right wrist, my right ankle on top of my left ankle so that I feel A, an extra stretch, but B, feel like I'm still pulling to the right and not falling over to the left. Good. Uncross the ankles, heels back at center, arms and head back at center. Left hand grabs the right wrist, pull it over to the left, and walk the heels over to the left. Cross the ankles. Again, I like my left ankle on top of my right so that I feel like my right side is getting stretched over to the left and not being pulled back over to the right. Good. Uncross the ankles, walk it back, hands back, full body stretch if you want it. Good. Last movement, grab the left wrist, draw it over to the right. Heels coming over to the right. Come into that place. They call this banana. So try not to attach, but if you notice, you're shaped almost like a banana. One more deep breath and then uncross. Walk those heels, draw the arms back, and then get set up for the left side. Drawing the arm over to the left, walking those heels over to the left. Crossing those ankles and breathing deep. One more deep breath. Uncross the ankles, heels come back, hands come back, full body stretch if you want it. Good. All right, get set up for Shavasana. So any props you might need if you want to cover up with a blanket. My toes are cold, so you're going to see me through this over my toes. If you have an eye pillow and you want to cover the eyes, allow yourself to cover the eyes. But allow yourself to get set up, to get settled in. Get really comfortable. If you have an eye pillow, you can drape it over the eyes. If you need to draw anything underneath of the knees like a pillow, please allow yourself. Let your hands and arms come a little bit away from the body. The palms facing up kind of help to relax the shoulders a little deeper. Let the feet maybe come a little bit away from each other so the hips are comfortable. Your sitting bones are comfortable. And let your feet get comfortable. Maybe roll the neck out a few times before getting ready for Shavasana so your neck and your shoulders are relaxed. Then take a deep breath in and sigh out through the mouth. Do this 2 more times. Deep breath in through the nose, and then a deep sigh out through the mouth. One more time. An even deeper breath in, and then sigh it out. Relax, digest your practice, and truly just enjoy this time for you, this final resting pose, where all you're doing is laying down. You're absorbing all of your practice. Come back, taking in sound, temperature, the feeling of the clothes and the props touching the body. Maybe notice the smell and the air around the body. And even if there's a taste in the mouth. Before opening the eyes, start to add movement to the body. A little stretch, a little release. And then bend the knees and roll over onto your favorite side and use the bottom arm just to kind of help cradle the head. Then bring yourself up to a seated posture. You can open the eyes or keep them closed, it's up to you. Draw your hands into prayer. Take the chin towards the chest a little bit to bow at the hands. And send a little compassion and love into your heart, into your mind, and into your soul. For this practice, you gave yourself with effort and ease, with connecting, listening, and honoring your body. And most importantly, carving out this time for yourself, for your practice. And then come back to your intention, knowing that it's always on the surface, You can pass it along to someone else or come back to it whenever you need. It's there for you. And I thank you for letting me guide you with that trust and that honesty. The light in me sees, bows, and honors to that same beautiful divine light. I see me, I see you. We are one. Namaste.